This is Mile High Sports.
Day 11 in the books here at the UCL Training Center for Denver Broncos Training Camp. Only 3 days remain. This is the Broncos Blitz. I'm Cody Roark, joined alongside by Zach Segars. Really just kind of not necessarily a jog-through type of day, a physical day, but no lower pads. There was the Shells Day helmet, shoulder pads, and some popping. Nathaniel Hackett said after his press conference the defense got the better of the offense in terms of popping, and they want to see the offense respond a little bit more. But it'll be very interesting to see how the Broncos divvy out fully padded practices week, especially with the Cowboys coming to town on Thursday for the final training camp practice. Zach Segars, my friend, hey, what were some of your takeaways from today? Offense, defense, whatever it may be.
Yeah, to your point, with the slower pace, I think it was harder to take a lot of things away. But something that jumped out to me for sure was the edge rushers, just how well they were playing up front. You saw Malik Reed have, I think, one of his best days at camp, really gave Calvin Anderson a hard time. And then Baron Browning was a man possessed today. And all the highlights, all the things I'm probably going to write about later on milehighsports.com came in the run game, and that's so huge to see from Browning. We know he can be a designated pass rusher and fly off the edge with his explosion and bend, but can he set the edge well? And I think we saw a brilliant, masterful job of him in that regard today.
He did a really good job, and I'll go back to what Zach was talking about, setting the edge. One time, a lot of people, some football fans are like, what does that mean to set the edge? Well, as an edge rusher, you have to set the edge in terms of your pass rush, getting around, not getting too far upfield when you're trying to get after the quarterback, but also you have to play the fine line, the discipline between run and pass. So what does it mean when you set the edge as a run player? Barron, his first step is really quick, but he used his inside hand to punch the outside shoulder of Calvin Anderson. Then he squeezed it down hill line depth. That right there is technique. Like, he is a true technician at that position, which, for him, transitioning from inside backer to outside linebacker, there are some processes that you go through, and I tell you what, he looks like he's picked it up really quickly. Nick Benito's also another one of those guys. But I want to touch on some wide receivers that stood out in today's practice. Jalen Virgil had a catch down the right sideline, about 40-plus yards, with Michael Ojemudia trailing in coverage here today. And obviously, the undrafted guy, he got a pretty significant bonus from the Broncos. Preseason action begins this week. But here's where I urge the Broncos to be very cautious about the receivers. The Dallas Cowboys are coming to town. They need some help at receiver. So if one of these guys just stands out, not only in Thursday's practice, but also the game, you have to be very careful because you have to make your roster cuts from 90 to 85, and you just have to hope that you don't cut one of the guys that maybe one of those guys want to poach going into next week.
100%. The positive side is the Cowboys see someone they love, and you end up with a Trinity Benson situation, get some extra draft capital. But more often than not, you're going to get a guy poached, and I think the Broncos would love to carry some of these guys on their practice squad. Jalen Virgil had that great play you pointed out. Caden Davis, of course, a training camp darling, who might be considered for that role as well. One thing that was interesting to me in that matchup today was we saw more of Ojemudia. We saw after kind of that rough practice Bassey had, they shifted some things around, and Ojemudia got some more playing time.
Well, the thing about OJ, too, he's getting a little bit more acclimated. They're having him do some things on the perimeter. They're also having him work a little bit inside out, trying to just decipher, especially when you're playing a lot of the condensed formations. If there's a two-receiver set out of a stack formation, you're really trying to figure out, okay, which guy's going vertical, which guy may be breaking off if they're playing zone. Is he breaking off into my zone? If I'm playing man, how does it change if these guys are so close apart? And you're going to see that in training camp. And you want to see mistakes being made in camp, and you want to see the carryover of success happen in the preseason and in real game format, which will be live fire this Saturday at Empower Field at Mile High, August 13th. The Dallas Cowboys come to town as the Denver Broncos host them in preseason game number 1. We are back here tomorrow for day number 12 of Denver Broncos training camp here at the UCL Training Center. I'm Cody Roark, speaking for Zach Segars. We'll see you tomorrow.